When you've been hunting for a home espresso setup, the first thing that pops up is the cheap budget machines that promise cafe-level coffee for under $100. I've been there, ordered a couple, and watched the crema disappear after a week while the steam wand sputters like an old radiator. The regret that follows is real. You end up spending more on repairs or a replacement than you saved at the start. So the question becomes, does this stainless steel, wood-accented single-group espresso machine feel like a smarter buy, or is it just another shiny promise? Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. I spent a few evenings pulling apart the packaging, reading the manual, and scrolling through a handful of user photos before I even plugged it in. That little extra research saved me from the typical "it looks great, but does it hold up" trap that many first-time espresso owners hit. Let's start with the everyday ritual. You wake up, grind fresh beans, fill the water reservoir, and press the brew button. The machine's stainless steel body stays cool enough that you don't have to worry about accidental burns while you're juggling the grinder and a milk frothing pitcher. The wooden accents aren't just for looks, they actually act as a heat buffer, keeping the exterior temperature lower than you'd get on an all-metal shell. In practice, that means you can pull a shot and then slide the steam wand over a milk jug without the whole unit getting too hot to handle. The dual pressure gauges are where the professional design claim starts to feel tangible. One gauge monitors pump pressure during extraction, the other keeps an eye on boiler pressure for steam. As a casual home user, you might think you'll never need both, but having a visual cue helped me troubleshoot a weak shot that turned out to be a grind size issue rather than a pump failure. The gauges aren't just decorative, they give you a real-time window into what the machine is doing, which is a huge confidence boost if you're still learning the nuances of espresso. Now, the steam wand. It's a solid, brass-finished wand that produces enough pressure to texture milk for latte art, but it does require a bit of practice. The first few attempts felt more like trying to blow bubbles in a soda bottle. You get a frothy mess instead of glossy microfoam. After a couple of trial runs, the wand's ability to reach the right temperature quickly became clear. It heats up in about 30 seconds, which is faster than many mid-range machines that take a minute or more. If you're a regular latte lover, that speed can shave minutes off your morning routine. One practical weakness shows up when you're dealing with larger batches. The water tank holds about 2.5 liters, which is fine for a single cup or two, but if you're entertaining a small brunch crew, you'll find yourself refilling halfway through the second espresso round. The tank is removable, so topping it up isn't a hassle, but it does break the flow if you're trying to keep a party moving. For a family that drinks multiple drinks back-to-back, you might look at a machine with a larger reservoir or a built-in boiler. Another hidden trade-off is the footprint. The single-group design is compact compared to multi-group commercial machines, yet the stainless steel body, wooden trim, and built-in gauge panel still take up roughly the same countertop real estate as a high-end toaster. If your kitchen is already crowded, you'll need to measure the space before you set this one down. On the flip side, the aesthetic upgrade that matte steel paired with warm wood can actually lift the visual vibe of a modest countertop, turning a functional appliance into a conversation piece. Who should consider buying this machine? If you're an espresso enthusiast who wants more control than a pod-based system but isn't ready to drop $2,000 on a prosumer model, this sits nicely in the middle. The pressure gauges, decent steam output, and sturdy build give you the tools to experiment with dose, temperature, and milk texture without overwhelming you with a wall of knobs. It also works well for small office settings where a single group can serve a handful of coworkers, and the visual design blends into a professional environment without looking out of place. Who might want to skip it? If you're after a truly set-it-and-forget-it experience, the manual Grindos brew process could feel like too much work. Likewise, anyone who drinks espresso in high volume, think a cafe-style operation or a big family that wants 3 drinks every morning, will likely find the water capacity and single-group limitation restrictive. And if you're strictly on a shoestring budget, the price point is still higher than the entry-level plastic machines that come with limited longevity. In terms of value, the real money saver isn't the stainless exterior but the longevity that comes from a well-engineered boiler and pump. Users often report that cheaper machines develop leaks or lose pressure after a few months, forcing an early upgrade. This model's professional-grade components.